Welcome to this Introduction to GCSE Pod for parents and carers. In this video, we'll look at what is GCSE Pod, we'll take a tour of the website and show you how it works, we'll find out how and when to use GCSE Pod for maximum impact, and we'll look at how you can help your child or a young person you look after to succeed. But first, a bit about us. GCSE Pod is actually an education publisher, which is similar to a textbook publisher, but everything is online. And that's why we're called Education on Demand. We're known for our breadth of subjects covered. We currently cover over 28 subjects, and that means whatever your child is learning, they can always get help with GCSE Pod. We're also known for our ease of use. Our website and apps are built similar to YouTube and BBC iPlayer, so when your child logs in, they should feel that it's a familiar site and easy to navigate. We're also known for our videos. We call them pods, and these videos are like mini lessons, teaching your child everything they need to know. Let's watch an example of an English pod.
In this pod, we'll explore Shakespeare's presentation of the character of Romeo in his play Romeo and Juliet.
Romeo is the only son of the Montagues. Shakespeare doesn't tell us his exact age, but he's probably around 16 years old. He's from a noble family, and even Lord Capulet speaks positively about him in Act 1, Scene 5, saying, "Verona brags of him to be a virtuous and well-governed youth. Romeo is sensitive and isn't interested."
I'll keep it running but turn the sound down so it's not distracting. It's videos like this one that have given us the student nickname of the Netflix of education. Let's take a look at how a school uses GCSE Pod from a recent feature which was on BBC News that looked at the importance of online learning spaces.
Here they're using GCSE Pod, short videos of content pupils can use in school, at home and on their phones on the go.
And I just watch videos and it helps me understand the lesson.
It doesn't matter if someone's ahead of you. You take your own time to understand it. You can watch it as many times as you want.
I can watch it before a new topic comes up and then I'm already ahead of the game.
GCSE Pod is chosen by teachers because it gets results. We work with the very best teachers across the country to write our content. We then make sure that it fits the specific curriculum that your child is studying at school, and then we get it rigorously checked by a whole team of specialists to ensure maximum accuracy. And this means that GCSE Pod is always a safe space for your child to learn. And here's the crucial bit. On average, a student using GCSE Pod achieves at least one grade higher in all their GCSE subjects compared to a non-user. So what's included? Well, your child's school has bought you a subscription which is worth over £100. It can be accessed on any device and used both within the school and at home. There are no limits to the access, and the videos can even be downloaded to watch without the internet. Let's now take a look around the GCSE Pod site. First, let's set up our account. To do this, we need to go to gcsepod.com on a phone or computer and click the login button. On the login page, click New to GCSE Pod, Get Started. You'll need to select Student and then type in your name, like so, and your date of birth. Then enter the name of the school. If you're able to find the name of your school, it means it's recognised you. If you can't, just try making sure that all the details are correct and have another go. Once it's recognised you, you then will be asked to set up a username, a password, confirm your password and add a hint just in case you ever forget it. Plus you'll add a password reset email. That means that if you ever forget your password, you can just pop in your email and we'll send you a new one. Lastly, at the bottom, you can untick any subjects that you don't study. As default, we do leave them all ticked just to give you a head start, and then click Save. Once that's all done, you'll find yourself on the GCSE Pod homepage. To start learning, click a subject and you'll see that all of the topics are relevant to the exam board, and that's because your teachers have already set the correct exam board for each subject that you study to make sure that you're looking at the right material. So let's go into this topic and then you'll see the videos on the left hand side. As you're watching these pods, it's really good to take some notes, maybe draw down any of the diagrams that you see and copy them into a jotter, and to perhaps try creating a spider diagram or a word map of the keywords that you hear in the pod. If you're unsure what activities to complete, you can simply go to the website, click Learning Activities across the top, and you'll find a whole list of different activities that you can complete. Each one is designed for you to do independently. You don't need to wait for your teacher to ask you, and these are all designed to get the information to stick into your long-term memory. As you're watching it, you can slow it down and speed it up just by clicking on the different speeds. And if you want to add subtitles, just click English and the subtitles will appear underneath. If you find a pod that you really like, click the star icon to favourite it, and that will put it onto your dashboard so you can get back to it quickly. And you can also add any pod to an existing or create a new playlist. So just like on YouTube or Spotify, if you find a pod and you want to put it into a group with some others, just click the playlist you want to add it for, or create a brand new one like that. You can also download all of this content. So if your internet connection at home is a bit slow, you could try downloading some of these videos to watch them overnight and then watch them the next day. Let's go back to the home page. Now, some subject areas have some questions that you can test your knowledge on. This is called Check and Challenge. You'll see at the top here, you can click to watch a video which explains how that works. Let's go into English literature and then we'll choose drama and an inspector calls. So here, just like before, you've got all the videos to watch and you'll see there is a single video on each part of this text. And then at the bottom, you can click Select Check and Challenge and you can have a go at either themes. You can look at characters, context, or methods. Now, these check and challenge questions are all self-marking, and you also have hints and tips to help you learn. So if you get something wrong, it will explain why it's right or why it's wrong, and then you can achieve diamonds as you go through. These are really great questions to test your knowledge and make sure that what you've learned in the pod has stuck. In addition to this, your teacher may set you homework through GCSE Pod. So just a little bit further down the dashboard, you'll see a section called Assignments. Click on an assignment you haven't started, and your teacher will have asked you to watch one or multiple videos and then answer some questions. Now, sometimes these questions will be self-marking and you'll get an instant feedback and an instant report like this. So here we can go through and see our results. Didn't do very well in that one, got everything wrong. And then once you've got your report, you can then view your Boost playlist. And your Boost playlist will collate any videos relevant to questions that you got wrong. So these are a really good way to improve your knowledge and make sure that you're filling any knowledge gaps that you've got. It might be that your teacher needs to mark and give you feedback. So if we go into the assignments area on the left here and go to an assignment that we've already completed, you'll see that some of these assignments have got teacher feedback. So this one here says unread message. I can click on that and then I can view the feedback from my teacher right here. You can then add a response if you want to, and send that back to your teacher. Perhaps if they've asked you to expand on your answer, you might want to explain a little bit more and try and get a higher mark. Before we finish our website tour, I just want to highlight two subject areas, which are Achieve Maths and Achieve English. These subjects are designed for students who are aiming for a grade 4 or 5, so just above a pass in English or Maths. They're brilliant at building up your confidence and helping you get the grade you deserve. Each subject is broken up into modules, and then each module is broken down into lessons. It's really easy to follow because you just do lesson 1, then lesson 2, and so on. Each lesson has got a video or some videos to help you learn the material. Then there's a specifically designed check and challenge to help you get to grips with your knowledge and make sure that you've applied it to some real questions. And there's even workbooks that you can use online, which will help you go through different types of questions, getting harder and harder so that you can build up your confidence and get ready for those exams. These workbooks are PDFs, so they can be downloaded as well. Now that we've explored the website, let's look at how to make the most of this resource. On a regular basis, after school, encourage your child to watch GCSE Pod videos related to what they studied in class. This will consolidate the knowledge they've learnt and make it stick. Then, get them to see if they can do a learning activity from the GCSE Pod site to transform what they've learnt into something new, like this memory poster. A great technique if they need help is to use the Cornell note-taking technique. You can use this really easily at home. Just get an A4 piece of paper, split it into 3 like this, and then as your child is watching the pod, they should summarise and draw any diagrams and write down any keywords as they're listening in the notes section. Then, after listening, they want to consolidate what they've written into just some key dates, words, things they need to know, and any questions they've got for their teacher when they go back into school. At the bottom, they should then write a short paragraph summary of what was in the pod. And this is the sort of thing you'll end up with. It's a fantastic revision tool when they get closer to exams as well. Next, use the check and challenge. This will help your child test out their knowledge with some real questions and identify any remaining gaps in their knowledge. And then lastly, if they've got homework to do by their teacher, make sure this is done on time, and that means that your child's progress will be related back to the teacher. So that's how to use it. What about when to use it? Well, of course, use it at home, but also make sure they have it on their phone so they can use GCSE Pod when they're out and about. They don't have to look at the screen, they can always just listen. If they're doing homework, make sure they use it to help them. And if you regularly drive your child to practice or to school, you could even try using it together in the car. And what we find is that by using it, maybe 1 video at home, 2 on the way to school, 1 using it for homework, and then 1 together in the evening, this little and often can accumulate into a huge number of pods watched. Even just 5 pods a day can equate to 3 hours of extra learning a week. So how do you help them succeed? Well, first of all, get them up and running. Make sure that they've got the app, they know how to use it, and reinforce the value. Second, direct them to GCSE Pod when they need help. If your child is doing their homework, advise them to watch the relevant lesson on GCSE Pod before they start. This will give them the best chance of succeeding. And if they get stuck, you can watch together and maybe work as a team to try and answer the question. You could also try discussing and setting manageable targets with them. There are lots of apps that are available out there for free, such as this one called Don't Break the Chain. Don't Break the Chain is particularly great because you can set yourself a target, such as watching 3 pods a day, put on notifications so that you never forget, and then every day that you achieve that target, you just cross it off on the calendar. And each consecutive day creates a streak, and the idea is to get as long a streak as possible. You can even compete with your child to try and get the longest streak of doing a couple of different goals. Lastly, you can check on your child's progress and reward them. On the GCSE Pod website, if you log in with your child's account, you'll find on the left-hand side a button that says Reports. Here you can see exactly how many pods they've watched and assignments they've completed, and you can even filter by date so that you can check on their work from the last week. If you use this regularly, you can reward them for their hard work and give them that sense of achievement. If you want more tips, please visit gcsepod.com/parents. And finally, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact our support team using the email or the contact details at the bottom of the screen.